Hi guys, quick image for the thumbnail. Yeah, but I don't really feel like that. I feel really good actually. I'm on day 23 now, I think. And it's kind of shattering a lot of my stereotypes about what I thought quitting would be like. This chair is so annoying. About what I thought quitting would be like. And yeah, like for example, I've been very interested in making things, working on music and stuff like that, which makes me think that some of that stuff is just in your head, you know? I don't know, it's probably a bit more complicated than that. It's not a straightforward thing, you know, like weed does this and being sober does this, but anyway, I felt good. It's been a good time. Some of the intensity I felt like has kind of died down a bit. I feel fairly relaxed now. It might be just because nothing has really happened that's given me, you know, that much cause to be really annoyed or anything. But no, I do feel pretty calm. I'm sleeping really well, which gives credence to the idea of weed disrupting your REM sleep. The only thing I have found is that in the evenings I'm getting really tired, and I don't know if that's because I'm actually having better sleeps at the moment. So my body is like kind of adjusting to that and being like, you know, yeah, it's time to sleep soon. It's maybe because my cycle is being sorted out, because I guess you should be tired in the evenings. But yeah, I've found that some nights recently, around 9 or 10, I've just been really, really tired, which was unusual for me. And again, kind of goes against my preconceived notions of what it would be like and what weed is, what weed does and stuff. So yeah, that's been cool. Sorry, my ears are blocked as hell. I can't really hear myself speak very well. Yeah, no, it's been great. The sleep aspect, and I felt, yeah, I mean, I've still been a pretty lazy in the mornings. Again, maybe that's because I'm sleeping better. I'm having more deep sleeps. I don't know. But when I haven't had work, I've been like really lazy in the morning. To be honest, I think some of that is because I'm having cold showers, and it's become part of my routine, and I have to have them every morning. And I think I sort of procrastinate in bed a bit because it's quite hard to get up in the winter and have one. It doesn't feel very good, especially when the house doesn't have heating. So you get out of the shower and you're still cold, and it's not a very nice kind of bathroom, and it's just a bit like, I don't know, it's not very pleasant going in there in the morning. But I don't want to have a hot shower in the morning, and I have quite a good routine with the cold showers. So it's just, yeah, I kind of don't feel I have much choice. So that, yeah, is making me a bit lazy in the mornings when I don't have work. Yeah, but in general, yeah, I feel good. It's nice to feel sharper. I do definitely in the evenings I feel sharper, like when speaking and stuff, like not all the time. And it's kind of, I guess in some sense, kind of reassuring to see, like, you know, that, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but it's kind of reassuring in a way to see, like, oh yeah, when you're sober you can be really slow as well, and sometimes you just feel tired and a bit like dazed, or it's hard to pay attention to what's going on, but it's certainly lessened. I do feel sharper. Yeah, this time around I don't really miss it in any way. I haven't really thought about it, like, you know, by the time I've gotten to, you know, as far as I am now, like, I'm not really thinking about it at all. It's only when I do think about it, I feel this slight tinge of like nervousness in my body or something when I think about it, like, oh, I don't have weed. And again, I'm sure that's psychological. It's just to do with how many years I was like psychologically dependent on it. And I just, and again, I mean, honestly, I'm not someone who, I don't think weed is like inherently bad. I'm not really like condemning weed. I'm not, you know, I think people go a bit far that way sometimes just because they had a bad relationship with it personally. And I didn't really have a terrible one with it, but regardless, yeah, I haven't missed it. I think it has its uses and stuff, but I haven't missed it. And yeah, just when I think about it, sometimes I'm like, oh, weed, and then I like, it's almost like remembering an ex or something, and then remembering that, like, oh, I wasn't really enjoying it with her or something, you know. But for a second you're like, oh, you know, I don't know how to describe it. I kind of feel a sense of panic when I think about it for a second, like, isn't that something I need, you know, like, shouldn't I be stoned now, it's nighttime, I should have smoked, and then I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be better if I smoked? But it's like a split second thought, and immediately I'm like, nah, like, that's stupid. And as soon as I forget about it, those feelings of the feeling that you need it to relax, basically. So you think of yourself without weed as kind of inherently not like chilled, or not comfy, or not having the right feeling in your body and mind. I feel that is mostly psychological. You just tell yourself that. It's like a placebo thing, because that feeling comes back when I remember it. And then as soon as I forget it, I don't have that thought at all. And like, people who've never smoked weed before, they're not all like unstoned, if you know what I mean. They're all just living like the ones who drink way too much coffee, they're a bit fucking wired. The ones who have stressful lives, they have trouble relaxing. The ones who have a chilled disposition and have fuck all to do, they feel chilled all day. They feel, in a sense, like what you probably think or maybe are getting from weed. So it's not in any way a prerequisite to feeling relaxed or comfy or enjoying your leisure time at all. That is definitely bullshit. And I can't speak in absolutes most of the time, but if anyone is watching this and considering quitting and you think that you need weed to relax or chill, that definitely is not true. Like, that is one thing I can say for sure is not true at all, and that is a lie that you tell yourself, and that weed encourages you to tell yourself, if that is something you believe, you know. Yeah. So it's been good. I watched the football the other day, and I don't know if it was just the match, but like a lot of the time when I was stoned, and a lot of the time the football's on in the evening, and they're an hour behind. So if it's on at 5 in England, it's on at 6 here. So I'd very often be stoned by the time the football was on. And I really love this current Arsenal team, and it's the most I haven't enjoyed since Arsene Wenger left. I haven't enjoyed watching football, but now I'm like absolutely loving it, and I really love this team. But it did sometimes I would just smoke and not feel interested at all, and sometimes football is boring. Like, a lot of matches are just boring. But the other day I watched us play West Ham, and it's the most I can remember enjoying and taking in a match in a long time. Like, I've enjoyed a lot of matches because of their importance and their tension, but I just felt it's hard to explain. I don't know how to describe it, and again, maybe it was just the match or just whatever, but I just felt I was really taking it in a way that I've not taken football in, and I often just kind of watch like the overall spectacle of it, and its significance as a result, and certain individual performances or goals. But in this game, it was just the whole thing was enjoyable. Just watching the whole ebb and flow of it was like brilliant, and I really felt like I was kind of seeing football for the first time properly. And I could because I always wondered, when people watch a game, how are they rating every player? And I think a lot of the time they're just wrong, or they're just bullshitting themselves, because it's very hard to look. There's like 11 players. It's hard to watch all of 10 outfield players. Like, you can't really look at all of them, because there's so much they do off the ball and shit. But I was much more able to just take in all the moving parts. I don't know, it was cool. And again, I'm very... it can be a trap to fall into, to attribute everything that happens when you're sober to sobriety, and everything that happens when you're stoned to, weed. But anyway, yeah, that was my experience. Yeah. So, yeah, generally, I feel good. It's been good. I'll do further updates when I have anything to update. As usual, if you're thinking about it, like, definitely quit. Highly recommend trying it at the very least and giving it a good go, because a lot of these benefits take a while to accrue. And for me, it's taken a little while. I'm on day 23 now, and I'm definitely enjoying it. And I was earlier, to be fair, but a lot of these things I'm describing, like the sharpness and stuff, that's taken a little while, and I didn't smoke much. So if you smoke a lot, that will take much longer, I would imagine, for the weed to get out of your system, and it'll probably be a more difficult process. So if you're like a really heavy smoker, you might even, some people say it's, a couple of months, and that sounds terrible, because there's such a big barrier in between you and getting to the benefits, but you do get some of them immediately, and there are ways you can speed that up, and regardless, it's just fucking worth it. Like, no one has ever quit weed and regretted it. People have smoked weed for their whole lives and looked back and deep down really regretted that and thought, I I never gave myself a chance. I never tried to quit, and you know, I'll never know what it was like or whatever. So yeah, fucking give it a try. You definitely won't regret it once you get there, and it probably won't take a couple of months for you to realise it was a good idea. You probably realise it quite quickly. Just make an event of it. Give it a go. Anyway, cool. Cheers, guys.